Okay, I'm trying to upload this again because I got cut off the last time. And, I think it's really appropriate that Buddy's in this video because dogs are masters of forgiving. You know what I mean? So this is actually a lesson from Buddy the dog because I think that this is how he would do it if he wanted to forgive me but was having trouble doing so. I'm guessing, knowing him and how perfect he is, he would come to me and say, Dan, I wanted to talk to you about something, and what it is I would like to ask you to forgive me because I've been harboring something against you that I'm sure has affected our relationship, and it's not right that I've done that and I haven't brought it up with you. So I'd like to ask you to forgive me for doing that to you and to this relationship. And at that point, I'd be like, oh my gosh, Buddy, what have you been harboring that I forgot or that I didn't know about? And he'd say, well, remember when you promised to take me outside and you didn't? Well, I was, kind of holding that in for the past few minutes. And that's why I wanted to talk to you because really I should let that go. And it's not fair that I was holding on to that. And at that point, I'd be like, oh my gosh, Buddy, I am so sorry. I totally apologize. I forgot that I told you I was going to go outside and then I got caught up in working and you're more important than that and it should never have happened. So please forgive me. And he'd be like, well, of course I forgive you. And it's like the 9 principles talk about. At that moment, when I ask for forgiveness, I will also be forgiven. Because when you ask for forgiveness, remember, it's not about the other person forgiving you. It's about you atoning. Just like when I forgive somebody, it's not about whether or not they accept my forgiving them. It has nothing to do with them. It's about me forgiving you. And it all happens in an instant. Remember that karma is not something that happens later. Karma happens at the moment. At this moment right now, I'm paying for everything I'm doing and everything I've done. And if you need to forgive somebody, ask them to forgive you and watch how all of a sudden the whole world atones at the same time. I'm glad that you asked that. How do you forgive your mother-in-law? Because the way this came up is a client of mine was telling me about how he had to forgive his mother. And it was a horrible situation. And I told him to do that. Tell her, Mom, I want you to know that what happened in the past, because you're not thinking about it anymore, I know. I want you to know that this has come between us, and I'd like to ask you to forgive me for harboring this. And the mother did do that. Oh my God, what's happened? You've been holding on to that. Please forgive me. If you're having trouble forgiving your mother-in-law, I bet that if she asked you genuinely to forgive her and told you, oh my gosh, whatever it is that she needs to tell you to help atone for that, she's most likely to tell you if you come from a position of, I'd like you to forgive me. Just try that out. Tell your mother-in-law how you've been holding this in and you'd like to ask her to forgive you for doing that, and let me know what happens, okay? Let me know what happens. If it's a disaster, I'd like to know that, but I have a feeling it won't be because Buddy's never wrong, He is the master of forgiveness, and he's the one who gave me this tactic. So I hope that helps, and I apologize for going on and offline. I'm doing the best I can with my service provider, and it looks like Buddy's time for a nap. So say goodbye, Buddy. Say it's nap time. Goodbye. And thanks everybody for hanging in there with Buddy.